Um, Good morning. It is Sunday morning. I stayed up a little too late last night. Um, and this is what I look like in the morning. I haven't even I haven't brushed my teeth. So good morning. It's a beautiful rainy day here in San Diego. And rainy days always inspire me. Um, and I'm sitting out on my beautiful lanai. So there's my kitty all curled up and my beautiful lanai patio. And I was thinking this morning about how I've been thinking lately about why there isn't, why there aren't more people talking about school-based therapy as a unique and separate thing, and why it is that there aren't more professionals training other professionals on how to do school-based therapy. I happen to have been in the school-based therapy world forever now. 10 years, and it's really, gosh, longer. And it's really all when I think about it, it's really been the bulk of my bread and butter of my work as a therapist, and it has taught me so much. And I think what I love about school-based therapy is that it is all different types of therapy all wrapped up in one. It's mandated therapy, so you're working with people who are mandated into therapy. You're working with the social services industries. You're working with probation departments. You're working with the schools, and you're learning about special education services. You're working with parents who are really invested and want you to, they really want the best for their kids. And you're working with parents who you may work with their kid for 3 years and never even see them. You're working with schizophrenia, a whole gamut of diagnoses. So I think what I've loved about school-based therapy is I feel like it's totally equipped me. Like, I don't think there's much that I haven't seen, except for working with the elderly. I think that might be the one area where school-based therapy doesn't give you a lot of exposure. I'm sure there's many others, but that's what I think I love about it, and what I think it's, as a professional, why I think I've stayed in it, because it just feels so challenging. But on the other end, there is so much about it that never gets discussed when we're in grad school. There are so many things. I'm just looking at my hair. How can you take me seriously? When we're in grad school, we don't learn about how unique the modality is of school-based therapy, and there's so many weird role and boundary issues that come up when you're working on a school, and the school district is paying you to provide the therapy for the kid, and or there might be an insurance company that's involved, like a Medi-Cal or Medicaid, and there's just so many invested parties that when you're in grad school and you're learning how to do therapy, you're just kind of learning it from, like, you're going to work in a clinic, and there's going to be the parent who comes in and signs a release, and then you're just working with the child, or working with the adult, or working with the family, and there aren't 14 people calling you every day asking for updates on the progress and saying, why is this kid still behaving this way? Why haven't you fixed him yet? And I think you should be doing this and this, and can you tell me what the kid says in therapy? And, oh, he's having a problem right now. Can you come in the classroom and pick him up? Or, so it's just such a different animal. But I think a lot of people, similarly to how somebody might think, oh, I had dogs before, it shouldn't be much different having a cat. I think that's kind of how people think about school-based therapy, is like, yeah, it's therapy. So, like, same genus, different species. So what I'm curious about is, would it be helpful? I think it would be helpful, to have some really specific education, training, workshops, supports, articles written about the specifics of school-based therapy. And what I'm curious about from you is, what tools and resources have you been able to find out there that has helped you? What are the questions that you're still curious about? What are you finding to be the same? What are you finding to be different? Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm just curious about seeing what other professionals have done to educate themselves in this field, and what they're still looking for. I just think it's kind of a shame that, there's lots of, like, behavioral shaping PBIS and Lost in School and collaborative problem solving. These are all really great approaches. I love social thinking. Michelle Garcia Winner's social thinking. We use a lot of these materials and these strategies in the classrooms, but those are less clinical and a little bit more behavioral approaches. I'm talking about when, the differences, what it feels like to do therapy in your office with the kid, and then how to navigate all the systems that are involved as well. So yeah, just curious about what your thoughts are about this. What have you found to be useful? What are the questions that you still have? What are the areas that you think need to be covered better in a training? Love to hear your thoughts. And I'm gonna go brush my teeth.